Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper. And guys, welcome to the second video I'm doing in a series of evidence that I have put together for the flat earth. Now, what I'm about to show you in this video should answer a lot of questions that people brought up in the one of the first videos that I put out about this, talking about the curvature of the earth. One of the things that brought me to light about this is that I started checking up on flights when presented with this information and found that sure enough, things do not add up. So to begin with, before we actually begin this adventure of flying around the globe, which in turn you'll actually find out we're going to be flying across the flat earth, I want to get a few points of reference here. First off, understand that the earth is Master Yahweh's footstool, and he sits upon the circle of it. Okay, well, heaven is above. We are under a firmament, we are under a dome, and the stars, the moon, and the sun, and all of us are set within it. There's the ice wall that covers us that Magellan sailed for 60,000 miles, all right? Everybody on board here, understand? All right, so we're going to take, and our points of reference are going to be Buenos Aires. We're going to have South Africa, that's Johannesburg. And I think I'm going to go for Victoria over here. Now, what we're going to strive to accomplish in this video is you're going to see that, number one, if you fly across the world, our globalist friends that have you believing that we live on a globe while they use a flat earth map, they're going to have you think in your mind, well, hey, it's just a short trip from point A to B. When, in turn, looking on a flat earth here, you're going to find out that flying on a plane... Oh, by the way, that is a wonderful view above. People were talking about aircraft. I wanted to point this out real quick, too. I have flown on airplane flights. Somebody brought up about seeing the curvature of Earth. Boy, I would have sure loved to have seen that when I've flown, because I have been quite a few airplane flights. Never been able to see the curvature of Earth. Been way up in the sky. Even weird is that, you know, a lot of aircraft's windows, they have that GoPro kind of effect to it. And amazingly enough, even with that in play, you really don't get the curvature thing going on. You know, people have brought that up, but for me, I never got it. I got a flat plane out through there. And for the most part, you know, that's what a lot of people produce with their images that they get from that. But that is interesting that somebody tried to point that out. But now, that wouldn't surprise me on some aircraft, though, if you didn't get the GoPro effect, because the glass is bent, you know, to go with the fuselage. But anyway, just point that out. You can scroll a ton of pictures, and you'll find a flat horizon from, you know, on and on and on. Another thing is pilots always have to stay flat with the horizon. If the world was a globe, when you get high enough up, you're going to get into the black zone real quick, and you're going to be seeing space. See, this right here, you're high enough up in this particular scene right here that you can start to see the darkness above, and you will find that when you have weather balloons, things like that go up, that you find no satellites, find nothingness, and at 80,000 feet, you get to the top. Well, anyway, let's go flying around the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seat belts. Please make sure your luggage is stored in overhead compartments. We're going to go from Buenos Aires to South Africa. Now, on a globe map, anybody that has a globe, since it's already pre-programmed in your mind, I'm not going to show you a globe, but you know that on a globe, that's like literally just a tiny little flight around. Maybe a 4-hour flight, okay? And I've flown quite a bit, so let's do this. Let's go on to Expedia. That's my favorite place. I need to send them a bill for the advertisement right now that I'm giving them. So we're going to go from Buenos Aires. I did not spell that right. To Johannesburg. Sorry, guys. I am terrible spelling on this thing. Johannesburg, South Africa. Anyway, it's going to have to ask me to start and end date as prior. Alright, well, let's go. Alright, and the departure date. Alright, let's search something. Now, I encourage you to do the same. You know, that's why I'm showing this to you here real time. I'm not making this stuff up or doctoring the trip segments or anything like that. That is still trying to send me to South Bend, Indiana, so let's fix that. Just be patient with me. I want to show you this right there, Johannesburg. Alright, now let's get to flying. Noticed airplane flights are expensive these days too, man. Golly bum. Especially when you're going to fly all the way around the globe. I mean flat earth, sorry. Alright, so we're going 20 hours. Alright, so that flight should have been only a 5-hour flight going across, right? So what we're going to do right now is we're going to see that we went from Buenos Aires to Sao Paulo and from Sao Paulo to Johannesburg. So we had to connect. Now, what you may ask is, well, where's this place right here? Well, that's what we're going to do throughout the course of this. Is I'm going to type these places in on Google and show you on the map, and then we're going to relate that to the flat Earth map, and then you will see the issue going on here. All right, so I put that in Google Earth, and we're going to back this thing up. And still backing up. Alright, so accordingly here, we couldn't just go from point A to B. We had to go up and then over. Now you may say, well, that's not a big deal. Well, look in relation here. You couldn't just take a flight direct from point A to B. Now, the couple things that arise is, one, a lot of aircraft doesn't have the fuel capacity to travel that many thousand miles. It's just beyond it. Alright, the other situation that you get into is that you're going to have to stop off at some point to take on that fuel to go the rest of the distance. Well, you can't go out here in the middle of nothingness. Alright, because as you can see right here in the firmament, under the firmament where we're at, and the earth that was created under the firmament, there is quite a few divisions here. So in order to accomplish that, we're going from point A to B, and then B to C, which will get you there. But you just can't go that way. But it's the distance, the shortest distance between 2 points. See, so you had to stop there and go on. Now, I know people, you all may be laughing about this right now. But now what's really going to get sketchy is we're going to go from Johannesburg to Victoria. Alright, now on a globe, once again, if we look at a globe, and I'm not going to pull one up right now. I mean, you can do this on your own because everybody's got it in their head. You go from a globe model, and you should be able to make that flight in a good 6-7 hour, right? I mean, that's just not rocket science. It's just from a little loop around on a globe. But now, as we can see right here in a flat Earth, that would be quite a stretch. That's a huge flight, right? Alright, well, let us go back over, and we're going to go from we're going to leave Johannesburg there, and we're going to type in Victoria, Australia. Alright, I always wanted to go to Australia. I actually almost moved there in 2011. There was a farm for sale, and we almost sold here and moved. Okay, so it's loading. Alright, so let's do that right there. And, you'll have to fool with this some to get it right. I'm not good with picking out flights and stuff like this. Alright, more than 400. We couldn't find any flights from Victoria. Okay, so I picked a bad day. Forgive me. Alright, heck, let's go back. I didn't want to pre-pull this stuff up because I didn't want you to think that I was just throwing something out there, just to try to throw people off. I want you to actually do this real time and search stuff up. Awesome, we got a flight. 28 hours? Oh, really? Oh, 31. Well, sorry guys, my bad. Oh, and then look at that. Well, then it tells me that they couldn't find me a flight. Let's see what happens now. Alrighty, let's just change the date, shall we? Because apparently it's not going to get done that way. Let's do that. Maybe I should just do a one-way flight. If this don't work, I'll just do a one-way. Apparently we don't make long stretches across the world too often here. Okay. Yeah, this looks like earlier now. Alright, now I had to go to the Arab Emirates. Let's see, here's Dubai. Okay, yeah, so we're going to Dubai. We're going from Melbourne. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to put a couple points in here. I mean, because look, this just goes and goes. You've got 7 hours here, 7 hours here, 8 hours here. You see, there's not a direct flight. This right here should throw a red flag up for any critical thinking person. Why can I not just go directly from here to here? Now we're going do 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 do. All right, so let's put it all in there and plug this up. We got the first one. For those that are not sure as to where that's at, in Malaysia. We're going to fix that one up real quick, show you. Alright. And that is going to be the second stop off, I believe, in the way that I programmed that, because no, that's the first stop, because I'm going from Melbourne. Okay, so we're leaving Australia, and we're having to go to here first. Alright, now in relation, let's look at this. So we just went right up here. Okay, so we're a fourth of the way there. Now in the globe, we should have been able to just go loop right around. So let's go and continue on. Now our next point is going to be Dubai. So let's put that in. Moving on to Dubai. And guys, I'm just wanting you to see the relationship to the location so that you understand what I'm saying. I did not just wake up one day and say, hey, you know what, the earth is flat. There was a lot went into this, and we're going to get on satellites and a bunch of other things coming up. This is just the tip of the iceberg right here. We'll even get into Antarctica later. That's one I can't wait to get into. All right, so right here, as you can see, we went from point A to B to C, and eventually we're going to get to D. All right, so on flat Earth, does that add up? Well, let's see. We're going Australia, then we went to Indonesia, and now we're over here, and now finally we're going to get to here. Now look at that, shortest distance between 2 points. Alright, so on a globe we should have just been able to loop the curvature and been right there. But sadly, we had to go straight across. Why? Because we're on a flat earth. Everybody knows it. Now the last thing, everybody knows it in power anyway, that's keeping this hid from the masses. The last thing that I want to share with you is this. Everybody thinks that GPS means global positioning satellite, but it actually means global positioning system. As I continue to study into this, apparently when flights leave, there's actually a flight tracker app thing. When the flights leave, they get so far out, the GPS actually cuts out on them. And then about an hour or two before it gets to its final destination, it re-engages, picks up the flight before it's landing. It's just crazy. Just some 411 on that. There is a lot of flights that do not match up. Now, I've shown you where that you've had to go 2 different flights, the shortest distance between 2 points, which should have easily on a globe, you just hopped and skipped. Okay? Now, that's 2 examples. Use critical thinking. Pull up a flight, type in where you want to go in the world that's completely the opposite end of it on a globe, but yet literally you could touch it with your 2 fingers on a globe. It's literally just right there next to each other. When laid out on a flat earth model, it's thousands and thousands of miles away, and we had to go 4 different locations in straight line to each other to get there. Also over here we had to go 3 in 3 separate strings right there to get to there. Alright, which is straight across drawn. So as you lay out a map, and I'll actually put a Wikipedia link where you can print out a map, if you start laying the grids out, you will see that the globe model just does not work. And the flights prove that something is very fishy at work here. Okay? So guys, I hope that's a help to you. Until we look at flat earth videos and other information again together, I hope you have a most blessed day in Yahushua's name.